Hey gang, that's Lori. And I just wanted to do some reading tonight for all of you. And so just listen. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of the nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate the governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuse and abuses and all right, let me start over there one. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patience, sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their formal systems of government. The history of the present king of Great Britain, blah, blah, blah. But when we get down to the bottom, it says absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let's submit the facts and be candid to the world. Now, in our situation here in the United States of America in 2024, I would recommend that we put up a stern reminder to the government that they work for us. And the economic freight train that's smothered and washed away almost the entirety of the middle class and other things. The absolute tyranny and fraudulence of a government that we are facing right now is and should be on its way out. Democracy is wonderful, but we need to go back about 40, 50 years to see where they started beating down our regulations. Our regulations, according to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, is strictly for and to keep fair trade in this country and good work environments. We fought hard for all these things. We cannot give them up. And the younger generation needs to understand this. And the older generation still has to be involved. We have to vote better. I'm voting independently. And I know that a lot of people are upset about that because, well, you're just helping the other one then, it's a no vote. I disagree. At this time in this game, I disagree. I believe that we need to stand up and let the two parties know we're done with their bullshit. We're done with the propaganda and the same old crap that they bring up and try to stir us up and get us all in a tizzy over dumb crap. Social Security, they cannot touch. That's a separate funding, and it is never to be touched by the United States government for anything. That is strictly for the people. And that was to protect the people because companies didn't want to give retirement benefits anymore. So there was an agreement made where they had to pay Social Security, and we paid a match. And then it went into a savings for us for when we retired. It was a guaranteed retirement plan. We paid into it and our companies paid into it. They can't touch it. So we're looking at both sides, both parties, Democrat and Republican, are both just throwing the same propaganda, the same storyline over and over again. And it's like, when are we going to get to the real issues that actually affect the bulk of the human population in the United States of America, which is the economy? When are we going to stand up and make a difference? I say we stand up for the independent, for the president. The reason being, it makes a big statement to this country. Does it change what the Senate and the Congress are? No. But it lets them know that we're willing to make a change. We need to do this, and or get busy working and finding good people for the Senate and Congress. And we need to limit Congress. There are a lot of changes that need to be made, and we need to go back and see where they started really getting around our Constitution and our bylaws and laws, and how they deregulated this country, and it's dropping it to its knees. There is no more real middle class. There's an upper middle class, and the rest is low middle class. The low middle class can't help the upper middle class pay for all this because we don't make enough. And the wealthy, they don't need all these tax write-offs and this and that. No, screw it. 20% across the board, right off the top. And if they want to give to charities and stuff, that's what they should do. That's between them and God. Anyway, this country was built to sustain free people who wanted the right to freedom of religion, to be able to worship any way they chose and choose, and to have a strong education for intelligence, because we're allowed that. We were allowed to have a good education system, and we have inalienable rights. We also have a bunch of other rights that we didn't know we had. And to top it all off, there are 30 basic human rights, and they need to be met, and they are falling apart in this country. This country, of all countries, should not be falling apart. So, I thought I'd read that to you tonight, because I think it says a lot about how we'll put up with enough bullcrap until we can't take it no more, until it's too bad, and then we get up and fight. Well, why do we wait that long? Why don't we dare to stand up for what we want now? And I'm not the most intelligent person out there, but I feel a passion about this. And I believe that this country was built for these reasons, and to stay away from tyranny and conglomerates and people that could control our everything. Look at the extreme high cost of renting now. It's because these big conglomerates are coming in, and they're buying out these rental agencies, and they're people that were renting reasonable. Oh, well, we'll manage it for you, blah, 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 blah. And then they jack the price up double or triple. Our farmland is being bought up by countries, different companies from different countries. And it's not even being farmed. This isn't the day and age that we put up our hands and say, oh, well, if you think that's best, or believe a lot of the lies, that both sides lie a lot. And climate change, this is a natural shift in our climate. It'll go back to normal again. It always does. And coal and nuclear are still our best way to go. It's cleaner. It's so much cleaner and so much safer, both of them. Windmills, they kill the birds. And you have to have a wind. And then you have solar, which is a wonderful backup plan if you can afford the $40,000 Tesla batteries, and et cetera, et cetera. It's a backup plan. We're too cloudy, especially in the winter when you need it the most. And anyway, I need us to get some common sense going here again. Both sides are feeling the stress of all this. So let's make a statement. Let's think about where our families came from and how they had to fight, and how we had to get the children out of the workhouses and stop the slave treatment in this country. Anyway, this country's ours. It's for the people. It's we the people. So make sure you vote fully. And everybody needs to get involved a little bit, whatever it is, and care. You cannot sit there and just say, oh, lolly, 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 and it's all going to be okay. Well, I dream of a beautiful future and a fantastic future. This is what I dream of. I dream of a world run by democracy. Each country have its own democracy. I dream of a world where all schools teach meditation in first grade. They also teach some type of martial arts for discipline and protection. They learn how to defend themselves. And then I also dream of a world where the elite, the rulers, I don't call them elite anymore, I call them predators. I like that. I saw that the other day and I like it. And the thing is that I think that the predators of the world, they're the rulers, should have to stand in the same laws that the people do. Right now they don't. And now I believe they should. And they should all have to pay taxes. And, if they want us to use their products and, this and that, then they should really start thinking about how well they're going to take care of the people that work for them and support them by financially buying their products, etc. The people have more power in the earth than they know. They've kept a lot of countries third world, what we call third world, poverty stricken. They work them like workhorses, and it's a shame, and it's against the 30 human rights that are a standard through the United Nations even. So it's time the people of the earth stand up and be seen and be heard and let them know we do not consent to what they're doing, because they have to stop. They have no choice. It's in the accord, the original accord, when they were first asked to help us expand and grow. and remember who we were so we could go back home. So, and that's a whole nother story. You can watch some of my other videos. Right now, this is about we the people, and we have rights. And I suggest to the rest of the world, go ahead and get a copy of the United States Constitution and its Bill of Rights and Amendments and other historical documents so that you have something to work from. And stay in your own countries and make it what you want it to be. Because that's how it actually manifests into being something worthwhile. Anyway, and I'm not against people coming here, but what I'm saying is there comes a point where each man needs to stand up for himself in his own country and make it what he wants it to be. That's what we did. Our forefathers did. And we need to start standing up again, because this shit show has really gotten out of hand. So anyway, love and blessings. Lori out. Talk to you later. Bye.